Thanks for being here. And of course, we start by connecting to our deep Ujjayi breath. And part of the way that I experience the breath helping so many of our activities is that we're creating a stronger anchor, a stronger somatic, perceptual anchor in the breath that allows us to release a lot of our other activities. So I say that because there's a common understanding that we can quiet our mind or we can stop our thinking. I find that to be not true. Or just sorely inefficient. We can become aware of our mind, we can clarify, we can bring light to those things that we're mentalizing, emotionalizing, experiencing, and expressing. And so part of that clarification process is assisted with our breath. There's a little bit of, suffice to say that. So we connect to breath, make it really palpable. If you need to go big, go big. Go big until you can go subtle. But make it, help it be prominent, help it take center stage for at least 100 minutes or so. Because when we give honor to our breath or our core, we will find out and we will start to learn just how frequently other behaviors, secretions, thought secretions, emotional secretions, enter the picture. Right? So the centerpiece, breath, not just the concept of breath, the feeling, the somatization of breath. Right? Feel how that breath carries and lifts the throat, the brain. Align the center of your nose over the center of your chin, over the center of your sternum. So some of us have our head a little cocked to this side or that side, and just start to feel for, okay. So this is one of those ways that thought becomes a behavior. We get into habits of mentalizing. Often it starts to craft our body. So that when we're in a process of thought or thinking or mulling or meditating, we cock our head to one side, it starts to turn or twist our head, our eyes are, okay. So we take a seat And we give this core, we give this breath prominence. So we can feel those tendencies to move the body. Right, right. So, our breath work, purposefully putting breath at the fore. Let's switch the cross of our legs. Let's go right over left shoelace or right over left knee pile or cross-legged, but right over left. And one more piece as we just go into our pranayama. It's just a little personal share. So one of my teachers so wisely brought to my attention that there was a very specific behavior pattern that coincided exactly with ruminating. And it was a little disconnect. It was a little energetic disconnect between the head and the heart. I didn't like the cue. I didn't like the cue of, bring the head over the heart, breathe into the heart. It felt unnatural. But really what it felt non-habitual. But that intervention, that little behavioral intervention, that reconfiguring of breath and attention actually helped me cleave through that habit of ruminating, right? So if you find yourself with the head going forward and the chest collapsing, just do a little kind intervention. Just switch it up a little bit. Well, that feels interesting, strange, bizarre, but as you breathe into the heart, it's much more challenging to go sideways into ruminating than when the heart is prominently felt. All right, pranayama. Inhale, expanding the ribs. Lifting the chest, just a gentle little lift right here under the top of the sternum, near the thymus. Now as we hold the breath just for a moment, use the fingertips and gently, only as much as you need, press. And feel that thymus, that heart lifting just a bit more. Feel it, how the heart softens away from the hips. Bring the hands either beside or in front of your legs. Swift, thorough exhalation. This can be out the mouth. Remain empty. Keeping the feet active. So the littlest toes are kind of hooking into the ground and into the leg. Draw the belly back. Draw from the perineum, the belly. Slide the shoulders down away from the neck. Relax the belly when it's no longer benefiting our clarifying and come upright. We'll do one more on this side. We'll do two more on the other side. Okay. We'll take our time. Okay. So another tool that we have at our disposal is having an area of focus. So we can focus on the breath, of course, but what if we give that breath a discrete location? Let's just try this out. Let's go with the center of the chest for right now. So, inhaling from the center of the chest. Hold that breath. And so by hold, we're also holding attentionally. We're nesting in the center of the chest. Use your fingertips. Gently push the ground. Just noting what you still feel behind the sternum. Bring the hands beside or in front of your legs. Swift, thorough exhale. Attentionally stay with the sternum, even though the breath feels like it's going somewhere else. Stay in the sternum. And as you draw the low belly in and back, feel and attend to the heart behind the sternum. So even as you're doing this technique with the belly, you're feeling all around the heart. Of course, relax the belly when you need to breathe. Okay. So let's switch the cross of our legs. And if someone had very early on had told me that I can work with my attention like a manipulative, I can configure my attention broadly or narrowly or put it here or there, I think I would be a little bit at a loss for how to do that. Like, I don't see my attention. What do I do with that? Awareness is invisible. I can't get it. But having something concrete like an organ, an area in your body, gives us a way to start to feel those subtler things. So let's change the area just a little bit. Right between the hip bones. Inhale, right between your hip bones. Hold the breath. And as you press the fingertips down into the ground, feel how the low back starts to lift away from the hip bones. Note how as you turn on those active feet, what you feel between the hip bones. And bring the hands beside or in front of your legs. Swift, thorough exhalation. Everything out. Remain empty. And as you draw the belly in and back and up, feel right between the hip bones. Of course, release when you need a. So take your time. We'll do just one more on this side. So sometimes it comes up where I can't really feel my hips the way that I can feel my heart. Right? And while we might kind of want to go, well, I want to go to where I can feel more clearly, I'm going to suggest go to where it's still a little fuzzy. If the hips are a little bit of a fuzzy feeling place, start to make that a little bit clearer. by visiting, by kind of guiding our breath, our attention through these very concrete locations throughout the body, many, many visits nets us familiarity, which nets us a little more clarity. So it really does we start to perceive our body and with much more clarity, which to me, that's truth. When something gets clearer and clearer, that's a more truthful and a more truthful statement. Yeah. So let's set up for elbows, knees, dolphin. And I got your message yet. You are welcome to set a block between your palms if you get some value out of that. Some people like to put the block between their forefinger and their thumb. Perfectly fine. Inhaling as you push the forearms downward. You perk the chest muscles on. Both chest muscles. If you're not accustomed to flexing your chest muscles, now's your day. Curl toes under, exhale, the knees off the ground, still flexing those chest muscles. It's really important to feel how push can come from the chest. So you're pushing with the chest. That's it, Marissa, that's it. So we connect to our breath. Breath has prominence. Okay. Let's select another area together. The back of the heart. Because most of the time we say heart, we usually enter through the front or feel the front. So let's feel and enter through the back. That's it, Marissa, that's it. So between the spine bones and the heart, start to experience breath. Behind the heart, in the back of the heart. This is new territory. Sometimes the initial breaths that we feel can feel like little trickles, just a little trickle of movement. Keep coming back to it. There we go. 2, maybe 3 more very deep breaths. There you go. Okay. All right. And for now, we'll gently set those knees down, please. All right, lie on back. Have beside you a roll, a block. Or I'll get you a roll. Okay, so we'll start with our feet off the ground, the knees basically over the hips. If you're working with a a matter of the sacrum, if there's some achiness there. You may try leaving your head down for some of these. You may also try putting your feet on the wall as a return spot, a home base. Inhale, we'll float the head and the shoulder blades off the ground. And exhaling, reach through the left leg. Slightly turn your lungs, your elbows at the right thigh. And as you draw the belly down, send the shin bones outward. Inhale, bend left knee. And exhale, send the right leg out. Turn lungs, elbows to move slightly toward that left thigh. And as the shins reach out, draw the belly down. Inhale, bend right knee. All right, let's continue. We'll do about 5 more on each side. Even less in the belly, taffy. Yeah. It's a different way of the mind moving through that area, right? So you can move the mind, your attention through this area, with or without the muscles. Remember, you can go beneath the muscles, softer, softer, soft, 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 just mind. And of course, our attention will tend to remain in certain areas in our body. It will tend to maybe lift out, out of places in our body. You may notice your attention kind of flicker, like kind of flicks between a few different areas. Like a little hummingbird, a little there, a little there, a little over. These movements of the mind, which we can experience as a change of bodily sensations, a change of bodily focus. That will give us clues. We'll start to feel how the mind moves through the body. Right? Does it flash through the body? Does it remain? Is it steadfast? Right. So if you've got a roll, let's use that roll. We'll place it between legs and we'll reach legs up. Oh, y'all have rolls. Look at that. Okay. Here we go. So let's together feel focus to the low back, an area would be just below the navel, into that pelvic abdominal area. So you can use your waistband circumference as a guide. So We'll just feel, we'll just learn. Can my attention remain nested inside this waistband area? Inhale all throughout the interior of the waistband, the hip bones, the low belly. Squeeze the roll. Squeeze the roll. Exhale the head and the shoulder blades off the ground. Now, having just lifted the head and shoulder blades up, notice if you intentionally leapt out of your waistband. You might close your eyes and just feel right back below the navel. Pull the low belly down. It's interesting, right? Inhale, set the head down. Feel if you can breathe in and behind the waistband interior. Hold that, squeeze the roll. Are you still inside the waistband? Are you still in that low belly as you squeeze? Exhale, float the head and the shoulder blades off the ground. And as you're working with that low belly, that will help us remain attentive inside that waistband hip area. Pull low belly down. Inhale, setting the head down. And did you go to the ceiling? Did you go to your feet? Intentionally come right back into the low belly. Interesting, right? Squeeze the roll. Still inside that low belly. Exhale, head and shoulder blades off the ground. Let's increase the squeeze. Increase the curl of the tailbone if you're doing one today. Pull low belly down, feeling a bit more deeply. Inhale, set the head down, easing off those roll pressures, those leg pressures. Hold that breath. Squeeze the roll. Hold, hold, hold. Intentionally, where are you feeling in your body? Exhale, head and shoulder blades off the ground. Draw that low belly down as you increase that squeeze of roll. Does the tailbone move? Inhale, set the head down. I'll talk through another. Hold the breath. Where do you feel inside your body? Squeeze, roll. Squeeze, roll. Exhale, head and shoulder blades up. There's some interesting interpretations of squeeze, roll. Increase squeeze of roll. Curl the tailbone a little bit more. Are you still inside that waistband and that hip area? Draw low belly down, even as you're feeling the rumblings of being empty and the rumblings of legs and muscles. Inhale, set the head down. You're on for 3 more. Here we go, all. Let's just 3. So please continue. How we, right? Our attention is the equivalency of our embodiment, right? When our attention kind of goes anywhere but our body, when our attention rests deeply and in an abiding way in the body, those are different experiences. Stay with the legs, stay in the belly, reach all the way through inner feet, inner ankles. There you go. Low belly down. So how we are in our body, how we remain there, how we inhabit our body, that's our masterpiece. Remove the roll, set it to the side. And we'll set up for bridge. This is why you might like the block. Set feet up hip width. Heels fingertip distance away. So maybe with those abdominals, there's a little more weight, there's a little more ease with feeling our low belly. Begin your breath in your low belly. Let it scroll all the way up through the heart. Exhale, shift the tailbone toward the sky until the buttock lifts, the spine lifts, and we enter bridge. And of course, you're welcome to use that block under the sacrum at any time. Some people will like to challenge themselves by doing the following series without a block, and that's cool. I like challenge. But if you need the block, take the block. So we connect to our breath. And let's anchor this in the body. Some of us will really like and rely on that concrete anchor. So here's a concrete anchor, the feet. Active feet helps us get concretely anchored in our legs and our feet. Pressing through the ball mount, the big toe ball mount, the heel, and the outer edge ball mount. And you feel at least those 3 points, each foot. There you go, Joy. Mm-hmm. Cool. Okay, these next several breaths might be useful for us to breathe and work with and attend to the low back or the sacrum. So when the left foot feels grounded, anchored, inhale, we'll pick that right knee toward the chest. Exhaling, raise, lift that right leg skyward. That left foot hasn't moved. Keep the heel where it is and turn the toes in. Is that okay on the knee? Okay. Ball of foot, heel, and outer edge. You get this foot active. Is that active? Toes up. Toes up. There you go. You feel how all that spreading activity gives you an arch? Mm-hmm. And just pressing through that, especially this side. Push, almost like you're pushing the mat away from your head with the ball of your foot. Is that okay on the knee? Mm-hmm. Good, push with the heel also. And now ease up some of those efforts. Whatever that left foot is doing. Share the information over here. Yeah. Push me. Reach me. There you go. Connect your deep breath. There. So the effort doesn't preclude our attentional enduringness. Right? I can attend in an enduring way, even if there's a lot of other information, muscle information, heat information, emotional information. There you go. Good. Yes. Set the right foot down, remain in bridge. Right foot, plant it into the ground. And here we go, left leg. Inhale, left knee toward chest. Exhaling, we can raise or lift that left foot towards sky. One of the things that I fell in love with about this approach to yoga was that the physicality was so much. It really left me, at least me, no room to be habitually mentalizing or ruminating or conceptualizing or planning or so it's okay if the sensations are kind of much. Is it? There, what a deep, low down breath. It's sweet. Yeah. And we'll set that left foot down softly. Press, elevate your hips away from the block. Remain elevated. Even as you move the block, remain hips elevated in bridge. Remain in bridge. Take 3 deep breaths, lifting the heart away from the pelvis. And it's not the lifting away that matters. If I lift the heart away from the pelvis, it's the heart has some relationship to the pelvis. I'm just noticing that relationship. There we go. Ah, that's cool. That's really cool, Marissa. Begin our descent out of bridge. So I like to bring the upper back down very carefully. Now as I'm bringing the spine down to the ground, little by little, slow. As I go slowly, I can keep monitoring and sensing the low back. So I'm really doing a slow release of the back and the butt muscles. There's some intelligence in releasing slowly. So if you're a butt dropper, just know there might be another way that could be more helpful. There you go. Cool. So when we turn onto a side and we press up, I want you to know we'll be working with the wall. We'll be working on our forearms. And we have some options. Option 1 is using the feet on the wall. Working a little chest opening move. Okay. So this is a bridge-like move, bridge-like in that there will be a little bit of an arch to the whole chest to pelvis region. So there is an arch. I'll clasp hands, press knees up, step feet up, and then articulate the chest away from the ground and toward the wall. This is a move that we keep both feet on the wall for. Now there is an alternate, and some of you know it already, where you can kick up, and we're still getting that arch. By putting the butt on the wall, sliding the legs, the heels and the butt up the wall, pressing the chest away from the wall. Press the butt off the wall when you need to step down. All right. So hopefully one of those will work for you. Come on down. So I'll just talk through again if you're a little ahead of me or there. Perfectly fine if you're at your own pace. I'll provide instructions again. I'll provide instructions for Dolphin at the wall. Okay. To begin on elbows, forearms, and clasp hands. This is important. Clasp the hands, and number 2, press those pinkies toward each other. Yeah, so you get the pinky edge of your hand working. Press the knees off the ground, and then you'll step the feet up the wall. There you go. So when I push, I'm pushing to arch and feel and focus in the chest and the shoulders. If I feel it in my back, I have to use my legs, my sit bones, and send the sit bones toward the sky. Pinkies active. There you go. Press through all the forearm and hands. Press through the forearm. There you go. That's it. That little move. When you press through the forearms and all the way to the hands. Good. Now, if you feel a little extra something in the shoulders and the chest, breathe. So, there you go. So we start to build this really great skill of bringing breath where there's sensation. So we're bringing breath to where the messages of the body are. So when you exhale, find more lightness and lift. Yeah, so instead of compressing in, gently lift, expand, open. There. Yeah, good. One more. Go all the way to the hands. Let that expansion ripple all the way to the hands. That's it. Yeah. So core to periphery, right? If you are complete with upside down, come on back to a place that you will like to work. And we'll step into a warrior 2 stance, extended warrior variation with chest opener. So we'll go right foot forward. So our right leg is our bent leg, our left leg is our straightened leg. Inhale the right forearm to the leg. Exhale, open up that left hand, out reach. Now for some of us, the medicine is in the staying. And for some of us, the medicine is in the moving. So I just want to offer a little bit of each of those practices so that you can get a sense of not which is your favorite, but not which one feels easiest to you. But so you can feel how they both pertain, how they each aggregate and move energy. So let's begin our focus in the center of the chest, behind the sternum. We have that great skill of breathing in through the front and the back of the heart. And as you exhale, feel as if that exhale moves from the heart through that left shoulder, through the elbow, through the wrist joints and bones, through the middle finger, and then all the other fingers around the middle finger. So we're going to practice that a few times. So I'm just going to reset and restart in the heart each time, inhaling in the center of the heart. And exhaling as if that, just radiate your feeling awareness all the way through that left shoulder, arm, and fingers. So you're moving from this quite localized area of attention and feeling that spread and radiate and encompass more and more. Again, for some of us, the medicine is in encompassing more. And for some of us, the medicine is in aggregating, remaining, and containing. We will need both medicines at some point. I just don't know which one you need today. So we're going to open up the medicine chest so we know what we have. Lowering this left arm, take behind the back. Find waistband or clothing, the best, easiest thing to grab. No stress on the shoulder. My left hand grab helps me continue biasing or articulating the left chest. Where are you feeling inside the body? So just that simple little inquiry might be intervention sufficient, kind of intervenes in the discursive, the ruminating, the thinkings about. Okay, I'm going to release that left hand. Inhale, bring the right hand down to the ground or to a block. It should be well supported here. Extended warrior. Take this left arm. First, just let it straighten, let it maybe hang, let it straighten, and draw it up overhead. These attentional practices convert into energetic practices. Knowing, where am I feeling right now? Am I sensing inside the body right now? They so strongly convert into, oh, this is in the body now. I can do something with this. I can allow it. I can work with it. I can embrace it. Okay. Inhale, let's set the left hand down and the left knee for lunge. You might like a little extra padding under the knee. We'll find out. We'll find out. Interlace the hands behind the back. Inhale. As I press with my sole of right foot, chest lifts. So another bridge-like move. Pressing vibrantly with the feet. Exhaling, knuckles reach carefully back. I'm going at the pace of my tissues. I'm going at the pace of my readiness. I'm going at the pace where my personal habits and defense mechanisms feel safe enough to put down their guard. You could. Now, as you keep moving forward, keep pushing. So what I'm doing through the legs is I'm pressing and reaching, and so here's that shin move here. Does it translate as vertical? Does it translate as, oh, I'm a little lighter in the low back? There's some support, there's breath, there's lightness underneath the heart. And check the back of the solar plexus also. So as you're feeling underneath the heart, feel underneath both front and back. And sometimes we support all on the front side of our body and we kind of kink off on the, dampen down on the back side of the body. There you go. Yeah, that pertains to the tops of the shoulders too. You're really steady there. There you go. All right, release, easy twisting lunge. Inhale, back the hips up a little bit. Set left hand down. Exhaling, right arm towards sky. Breath is prominent. If you feel that breath is prominent, give yourself an anchor inside the body, focal point. Let's go with the heart. It's a good spot. So let's do this together. Inhale in and from the center of chest. As you exhale, feel that radiating out both shoulders, both arms, both hands. So you get a little lighter on that left shoulder. The hands, you feel they grow a little brighter. Or do they? As you keep reaching back, rolling back, feel how that diaphragm, that solar plexus, softens, unlocks. One more. Inhale, right hand down to the ground. Exhaling, we'll step back and we'll lower from plank to ground. Cobra. Reach back through legs. Inhale. Lungs lift forward. Exhale, lower. When you set the hands under the chest, pressing the gonads, pressing the sit bones back. For some of us, those are fresh in our cellular memory, so right, the hands can push the gonads back. Let's do the other side. Inhale, left foot forward. So taking a warrior two stance, setting the left forearm on the thigh, chest opener, raising the right arm up. Breathing from the back and the front of the heart. As you exhale, can you feel your attention radiating out through the shoulder, the arm, the wrists, and every fingertip? Go through the middle finger, go through the middle finger, and then the neighboring ones. There you go. Just like feel what we're doing. We're not just shocking the body open, we're letting our attention scroll through, and in that animation process, right, do you feel that? There's an animating contribution as we work with our breath and our attention. Sense that. What are you animating? Where can you feel that little perk, that buzz of aliveness? Because you're attentionally somewhere. You're breathing unintentionally somewhere in your body. Inhale, bring that right hand close to the hip, and now it goes behind the back. Find the easiest thing to grab. I'm saying the easiest thing to grab, so nothing goes to sleep. There's no numbness. And there's plenty of margin for breathing and moving through the front wall of your chest. Good. So one of these great interventions, these brilliant interventions to head-heavy behaviors, is relaxing the neck. Allowing yourself to feel that flow and that shift of information, of sensory information, all around the head, relaxing the jaw, relaxing the neck, and feel how that starts to softly kind of move and flow again there, right under the brain. Inhaling the lungs forward. It's just that we're feeling that breath in the lung. As we feel that animation, there's a tendency to move. Which way? Does an alive, animated body tend to collapse? Does an alive, animated body tend to reach out? Does an alive, buzzingly animated body grow quiescent? Here we go to extended. Open up that right hand, let it go. Set the left hand down. This is going to be ground or block. Let the right arm hang down, let it hang, let it straighten. And then draw that right arm overhead. We got to work together yesterday, start to incorporate the shin, the outreach of the shin. And moving the gonads forward. There's a relationship there. And then with the arm reaching out, all top of the trunk. Deepen breath. So again, we're not thinking about the body. We're breathing and getting the raw data from the body. Relaxing the lip muscles. It's okay if the shoulder gets warm. Good, connecting to breath. This is great. I know we've been holding a few poses now. Attentionally, where do I go when I've been holding some poses? Feet active so the toes don't have to lose their circulation. Good, start to feel where the blood goes, how the energy starts to bubble up and effervesce. Yeah, inhale. Now let's set that right hand down. We'll set the right knee down. Padding is nice. I get it. There's those little fevered pitches, right? There's those little negotiation moments. I get it. I totally get it. Those are extremely potent moments. Those are like critical choice point moments. Interlace the hands behind the back. Lunge with a chest opener. So I've got my hands interlaced. Connect to the breath. And I get it. Sometimes we go a little bit out of our body to catch a break, but then come right back in. This can be a friendly home. Good. And then we just keep bending the knee a little bit, the left one. Press the left foot as you bend the knee. You're feeling that lift all throughout the trunk as you bend the knee. Layers and layers. Good. Keep bending that left knee. Press from there. Don't move back. Just press and move up. Yeah. So when I push through that left foot, I'm not pushing myself backward. Bend. As I press through that left foot, it translates as vertical. As I reach through that right shin, it translates as vertical. Vertical through the low back. There you go. Vertical through the guts. Now it's interesting. There's a lot of energy potential when we're on the brink of being or becoming more spacious or perceiving more spaciously. Yeah, and if it's all right, you can bend that knee, Tara. Yeah, if you have a left knee, you can bend it, everyone. Yeah. And then take the right hip toward me. You're facing the corner again. I know. You can move that right shin out. There you go. I know, a little more. Release. Phew. Easy twisting lunge. Inhale, set that right hand down. Right hand down. Exhaling the left arm skyward. So this is one of those, I'm not just posting up on my hand, I'm reaching out, rolling back and open. Inhale in and from the center of the chest. And then exhaling, just feel. You can track how your attention radiates out through the shoulders, the biceps, through the elbows, forearms, wrist, fingertips. And then restart. Inhale, feeling the center of chest. And for some of us, as we exhale, attentionally, we may just be able to radiate out to the shoulder and the bicep. Perfect. So we'll all have our own radius, coverage, day to day, year to year. But I don't lose the center of the chest, not radiating and going out of the body. Reach. And then out of the ribs. All of it, yeah. There we go. And inhale, set that left hand down to the ground. Exhaling, we'll step that left foot back. Smoothly lower. Plank to ground. Cobra, inhale. Lungs lengthen. For the front, exhale, lower. Downward dog. I'm going to give downward dog a few more moments here. So the whole hand pressing, contacting the earth rather. Feel the index and the middle kind of palm knuckles. Index, middle, thumb. Feel those three. Just because we usually don't have a trouble finding the outer parts of the hand, but feel and find the inner parts of the hand. That's it. That's it. And as you feel or reach through those inner parts of the hand, can you find those chest muscles? Are they flexed? Can you flex them? As you flex them, do the shoulders, the shoulder blades wrap? Do they move? Does that clarify your sense of moving through the shoulder, or does it muddy your sense of the shoulder? As you reach the legs back, does that muddy or does that clarify your sense of the organs, the intestines, the low back? Lunge. Inhale, step right foot forward. So this lunge is knee up, heel up. Okay? You see how my heel, my left heel is over the forefoot. You can go hands to thigh. We can go arms overhead. Soften the lips, the jaw, heighten the sensitivity of the foot. So a little bit of that active foot will help. So there's little shifts that we can do through the body that kind of change the distribution of our attention. So if we're going into this lunge with active feet, intentionally, where are you in the body? Is that the same as a moment ago? So you feel how it kind of migrates. Attentionally, we kind of migrate. And so we can start to skew our own attentional distribution toward more whole, toward more embracing, toward more steadiness, toward more embodiment. That's pretty cool. We're going to pivot and plant that left heel down to the ground, warrior one. Yeah, you might need to shorten that stance a little bit. Tweebs, shorten. Is that okay on the right knee? Yeah. So my warrior one stance, I might start by fencing the back heel down on the ground and bending the front knee until it's over the footprint, presuming all knees feel good. And if that's simple, and you want to kind of work your stance a little more, you can widen it, but then it's still, I'm working that front knee over the footprint and that back heel to the ground. Still good. Bend knee. Bend. Bend. Don't move. Active foot. Active. Lift the toes. There you go. Lift the toes. There you go. That's active. Bend. All right, so don't touch the block. Up. There. That's your stance. Go ahead, arms up. I know, warrior one's awesome, right? I can find it. There it is. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, there's like a lot of foot and leg things, good. So if you're feeling something in warrior one, connect to breath. Do you notice that how sometimes we start to feel something, the rumblings of something, and we start going into like curse mode or word mode or whatever mode? But what if we could train it to go, ourselves to go into feeling mode? Feel that, notice that, sense that. What is this? Right now I can work with that. Twisting the warrior, exhaling the left elbow over the right thigh. Left hand makes fist, right hand presses against it. So breathing into the guts and the stomach area, feel how that radiates out from the gut all the way out to the peritoneum and the ribs and the skin. So when we get into these twists, there's a little bit of a tendency for many of us to shrink our attention inwardly. Almost like we're taking an oak tree and making an acorn. Breathe into the solar plexus and go from acorn to oak tree. Yes, that way. You feel how it kind of softens out into my hand. And as you exhale, feel the solar plexus meeting my hand. There you go. Good, release. Inhale, unwind. Now when you set the left knee down, give it some padding. Great. Right hand on thigh. Inhale, draw the left arm up. Now this will require your feet, your legs, so hang on, don't get discombobulated here. Just a little teeny bit of a side bend. So I'm lifting and ever so slightly leaning to the right. Reaching back through that left shin. For most people, it doesn't have to be a deep lunge. It doesn't have to be a very deep or exaggerated side bend. To feel into that deep hip, low back wall. At the very top of this kind of psoas area is our adrenal. So they're kind of situated up in there. Aim for about mid-back. Like the lowest ribs. And even a couple ribs lower, or a couple bones lower. Pressing backward through the shin, not just downward, backward. Softening underneath those adrenals. That's it, that's it. That's it, Joy. Just give those adrenals a few loving breaths. We're not trying to tax them, we're not trying to pump them. Just let those adrenals have some really sweet breaths. Inhale, come back upright. So just that little bit. Let's pause right here. If you can appreciate that little shift, we were in that pose, we were in that pose, we were in that pose, and then we breathed into our adrenals, and what happened? Subtle, but it's a little bit of a downshift. I hope you can feel, at least in this room, it can feel that. Inhale, hands to ground. Exhale, step back, lower. Cobra, inhale. Lengthening through those adrenals, not stretching them, just giving your attention soft pathway through the adrenals. Exhale, lower, downward dog. All right, lunge. We're going to do it all over again. Inhale, step the left foot forward. So we work lunge first. So if I can just kind of do the Cliff's Notes version of this. We're going to be in lunge. We're going to be in warrior. And we're going to be in twist. So we're going to be in a bunch of poses for a period of time that may start to turn up the stove heat a little bit, the internal stove. And we'll give those adrenals a really sweet hug. So if you can, let's go arms overhead in lunge. If you can go one arm overhead, and go right arm overhead and lunge. Yeah, so it'll help you start to steady, Joy, is if I just lightly intone, squeezing that inner right ankle inward. It's just intoning. I'm not actually collapsing my ankle in. I'm just feeling the activity and the aliveness of inner leg. Now, as I start to connect that inner right leg, just sink down so this heel shifts over, okay? Bend, you can open up the stance. Let's wiggle this back. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Good, heel over forefoot. Perfect. Squeeze ankle in. Feel that? Squeeze it all you like. This will start to do some interesting things. I'll go like so. So let this, so you're squeezing this, starts to turn this thigh bone in. There you go. Do you feel how those butt muscles help you? Good. Now as you push down through the sole of the left foot, I don't back out of the pose, I lift up through the pose. Just like before, just carbon copies. So you can deepen that left leg. So lunge, we can go deep. Oh yeah, good. And just, you know, what you're seeing here, Tweebs, you can do in your body. So you're pushing to that ball of right foot. Bring that heel back. Don't collapse the arch. Don't swivel that heel in. Press between the big toe and the next toe. There. That little trampoline in the foot, that's it. Use that to connect that inner thigh. There you go. Connect to breath to register that as feeling. Good, let's pivot that right heel down to the ground, warrior one. Warrior one becomes rest, strangely. Strangely. So this is when I can keep opening up the stance if I want the challenge of kind of entering into the pelvis. My heel, my back heel goes down to the ground. My left knee can move over my footprint. Active foot. So active feet will not only help us use our feet to right us. When we use our feet to right us, we don't have to use our jaw and our lips so much to right us. So active feet, yeah, press through this part, yeah. Spread like a hand of cards and bend to the degree that is no pain. Keep going if you got it. Keep going if you got it. All good in the... Good, there's your warning track right there. Oh yeah. So that heel press down, that right heel reach back, connect to breath. Know where you are in your body. Where am I? It must have a physical location. Where am I? That must be physical. There you go. Keep dosing in, it's all right. I know, we're dosing into a lot of energy. The legs are really energetic. Feel how those legs and that pressing the ground translates through the core. There's lift. Yes, yes. There's a lot of energy when we start to move toward more spaciousness, right? Good, connect to breath. Keep locating myself. I keep locating myself. Where am I? Am I in my hip? Am I in my chest? There you go. Twisting warrior, since you asked. Exhale the right elbow over the left thigh. So I know we got the legs a little bit charged up. So let's do a little medicine, a little energy medicine. begin that breath around the pelvis or the legs or the hips or wherever you were feeling those fireworks. That breath radiate and spread through the core, all the way up to the heart, lifting that, articulating that chest. Exhaling, soften through the solar plexus, softening all the way out to the skin. Do it again. So I can begin my breath in the pelvis and the legs and the hip. Tracking that inhale all the way up to heart, especially the sternum, the left side of that chest. Just a little bridge of connection between the hips and the heart. Exhaling, softening from the solar plexus all the way out to the skin. Go. And then when we go exhale next time, we'll go really soft. There you go. Keep reaching to those legs. Let those legs be your inhale, unwind. Seems like we need something. Set the right knee down, a little padding. Is this true? Did we do a lunge? We did. What was it? We already did the interlace. Oh, the side bend. Thank you. Of course. We gotta get the right adrenal. So feel this, because we're just gonna bathe the sweet little adrenal in the most loving breath communication. Make the lunge easy. Inhale your right arm up. And just very slightly tip to your left, or side bend to your left. Okay? This isn't the pose to go, go, go. This is the pose to bathe, soothe. Almost like each breath is an aloe to your adrenal. So the kidneys and adrenals can be a little bit, the right one's often a little lower than the left because of your liver. Right. But feel approximately the right about here, the 12th thoracic rib area. Yeah, so it's still focus. I'm being very easy. That doesn't mean I'm being disconnected. You feel there's a difference there. I can be utterly and supremely and intimately connected and very, very soft. Being gentle doesn't mean being tenuously, gently, like barely connected. Feather fingers. It's intimate, it's immediate, and sublimely soft. Okay. Now feel that in the right side near the kidney and adrenal. So go around the diaphragm area. Can you feel that immediacy, but also that gentleness? Yeah. Yes, 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 yes. Soft doesn't mean barely here. Soft is in body. Yes, cool. And you feel how that was a really sweet downshift. I hope you can get that. If you can feel that state shift, just putting that in our toolkit. Right? Inhale, we'll come back up, we'll set the hands down, exhale, chaturanga. Inhaling, upward dog or cobra, your choice. Exhaling, downward dog. Press through the forefinger, the palm knuckle. Press through the middle finger, palm knuckle. Reach out through the thumb tip. Feel the chest muscles, if they're flexed, if you're pushing with them. And if you're pushing with the flexed chest muscles, feel the bottom tips of the shoulder blades glide apart. Breathing through the back of the heart. Gently set your knees down. Do one final move. Help yourself. Do whatever you need to do. Let's go shoelace right over left. If shoelace isn't your best move, choose knee pile. I'm using a strap for this final bit of archer. My left elbow is up, my right elbow is down. Do you want a strap? Oh, you got one. So as I lift through that left arm and elbow, I can breathe into that left adrenal. It's kind of where your right hand might be. As you're exhaling, feel the left sit bone sink into the earth. Feel the left arm lift. Now you can maintain your arms like so as you fold, or you can release the arms to fold. So folding forward with or without the archer. If you remain an archer and fold, you just find that you have to kind of work and press with the legs a little bit. It's just a different quality of work. Softening the belly. Letting that soft belly support under the heart. And inhale, we'll come upright, releasing, switching. Last one, last side. We've got leftover right shoelace. You can do this with us if you want. Okay. Just got our right elbow up. Our left elbow points down. Just breathing into that right adrenal. Again, you can picture and sense about the lower part of the rib cage. That'll get us in the ballpark. The adrenals are about an inch or two. And sit on top of the kidney. We're at the deep back wall of the the cavity. And so that adrenal, that kidney are nestled into the psoas, deep, deep hip muscle. So you just start to get an appreciation of when that gland moves us. Those glands give us instructions for movement. It's just a drip right into the psoas, right into our movers. There you go. Good. Folding forward. The option here is with or without archer. And release. Shavasana. Take a rest position. You're welcome to rest legs up wall. This is really nice lymphatically. And we got a lot moving in the legs. They worked. We did some standing series. So later on we can do a lot of sitting series. Wrist series. And use these first few moments to absorb the effects of your practice as you feel them, as you notice them. And by absorb, I mean there's an embodiment, an energetic practice there where the gifts and you feel the breath imprinting, being taken up by the cells, by your field. And it's what you choose to absorb. It's what you choose to acknowledge or take in. This is the practice of linger a little. There's a quality or an insight that comes up for you. Just linger with it, breathe with it, but linger. Our cells are remembering and ritual creatures. So we can have this ritual of remembering good. the clarity in your body, the clarity and the precision with which you are sensing. Just lingering with any clarity. When you're ready, bend knees. Turn to a side and press your way up to seated. May the power of our gathering today, not only us, but with your people at your meals, offer the clarity and coherence that every family and every gathering seems to thrive on. It's a peaceful gathering. Namaste.